Hey everybody, happy Wednesday, and happy birthday to Black Cat Comics and Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day, and we've been here for 17 years, giving you great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. And this is the kind of week that has kept us going for 17 years. Great books, great stories, great art this week. Got to start with the Marvel guys. This is House of X number 2. Probably the biggest book in comics right now. We've got reprints of number 1 in stock this week. If you weren't there for the first 5 minutes of Wednesday a couple weeks ago, this book is red hot, totally took off. I think it impressed just about every fan. Power of X came last week. That was huge. Now this is the first of the number 2s rolling out. If you've ever been any kind of X fan, this is your time to come back. If you've never been an X fan, this is your time to jump in. Just a great time for all this X stuff. Good fun there. Dead Man Logan and Major X number 0, the final issue, supersized action from Rob Liefeld, are your X books of the week. Absolute Carnage number 1. The next big Spider event. This one is also big and chunky, $7.99. This one's going to set you back your lunch money this week, but worth it. There's going to be a lot of this Absolute Carnage stuff rolling out. As I always say, you don't have to follow all the different books, but it's always fun to jump into the first issue of the main book, see what's going on, see if that's going to be something that you like. I usually show the A covers. This is the B cover, the especially cool Art Germ cover, because everybody loves those beautiful Art Germ covers. And speaking of beautiful covers that everybody loves, how about some J. Scott Campbell Black Cat? This is Black Cat number 3, another one of the red hot books of comics. Still got 1 and 2 in stock if you get here fast. Everybody loves those J. Scott Campbell covers. And Sensational Spider-Man from one of my all-time favorite guys, Peter David. It's your rounds out your Spider books for the week. Immortal Hulk number 22. If there is a hotter book in comics than Immortal Hulk, I don't know what it is. This book sells out every single time, no matter how many we order. Goes to reprint every single time. We've got Black Cat packs of the reprints, since even the trade paperbacks are selling out. Pick up those Black Cat packs to see what all the buzz is about. Just jump into this latest issue. Been talking about this one since number 1. Love these covers. Love this book. I'm not traditionally the biggest Hulk fan, but this book is amazing. So much like X-Men, if you've ever been a Hulk fan, now's your time to come back. If you aren't a Hulk fan, now's your time to jump in. Really digging Immortal Hulk. Daredevil, another one of the best books in comics. I've been talking about Daredevil, well, seems like my whole life. This has almost always been one of the best books Marvel does. Fairly independent, fairly self-contained, always has some of the best writers and artists in comics. Go as far back with the trade paperbacks as you want, or just jump into this latest issue. If you love crime fiction, if you love superhero stuff, if you love comics for any reason, Daredevil's a great book. Savage Avengers number 4, one of my favorite current titles these days. You can read more about this one in our newsletter. I love this team of Dark Avengers. I love the villain in this book. I love the plot of this book. I love the writer and artist of this book. I love everything about this book, and you should too. Grab the 3rd printing of number 1 if you've been holding out, and pick up 2, 3, pick up this week's number 4. You will not be disappointed. Like I say, great stories, great art, lots of action, suspense. This is everything that's fun about superhero stuff. Like I say, a little dark, a little edgy. Obviously, it's in the title there. But, I mean, come on. Punisher and Conan. Speaking of which, Punisher number 14. This one might be flying under your radar. I know some people aren't big Punisher fans or have opinions of the Punisher, but this run has been very solid. So if you're looking for something different or have a little extra room in your budget this week, pick up some Punisher. More Dark Side of the Marvel Universe. I get 2 FF books to talk about, which is a lot of fun. This is Future Foundation number 1. If you're a fan of Hickman's Fantastic Four, then you remember the Future Foundation, Power Pack, Franklin Richards, Dragon Man. Really fun title. As Savage Avengers and Punisher is the Dark Side of the Marvel Universe, this is definitely the upside, the fun side, the lighter side of the Marvel Universe. This one and Invisible Woman number 2. Like I said, 2 Fantastic Four books to talk about this week, which is a lot of fun. You know I'm a big FF fan. You know I've really been enjoying the current run of Fantastic Four. I love seeing Sue Storm in her own title, and also really great covers on these books. Dig that. And Champions along with a relaunch of Agents of Atlas and Arrow. Round out your Marvel stuff for the week. Really, really big week for these guys. There's always something outside the Marvel Universe to talk about, like Star Wars. This is the main title, of course, from their wide line of Star Wars books. And really, really encourage you guys to check out all the different cool stuff that they've been doing with the Star Wars stuff. If you're not following the main title, go back to number 68, because that's where it turns from the New Hope era into the Episode 5 Empire Strikes Back era, which everybody knows is the greatest movie of all time. Really, really great week for the Marvel guys. And it's a great week for the DC guys, too. Like I said, the kind of week that has kept us going all these years. Let's talk Year of the Villain. This is Year of the Villain Sinestro number 1. There's going to be several one-shots with several DC villains rolling out. Year of the Villain started in Justice League number 25. Don't want to give too much away, but it centers around Lex Luthor, of course, and he has an offer for all of the different villains of the DCU. Maybe you've seen it pop up in one of your favorite titles. But like I say, there's going to be several of these villain one-shots. This is the first one, Sinestro, one of my all-time favorite DC villains. Justice League number 29 is one of your Year of the Villain books this week. As I said, this is the one where it started. 25 is sold out. For some reason, they didn't reprint it. But jump into Justice League anyway and see what all the hubbub is about. You should be reading Justice League anyway, because every single issue stars all of the greatest heroes of the DCU. And Harley Quinn, one of the greatest anti-heroes of the DCU, one of your Year of the Villain books, along with Deathstroke. This one might be flying under your radar a little bit, like Punisher, but as you see, that has Jericho on the cover. If you don't know who Jericho is, you're going to want to find out. If you do know who he is, then you're definitely going to want this one in your pile this week. Batman, number 76, City of Bane. You know we love talking up Tom King. You know we love talking up this title. I'm a huge, huge fan of Bane. Have been since his very first appearance. Just a really great title. I know you're probably already following this one. Doesn't need much help from me, but, well, always got to mention it anyway because it's awesome. If you're one of the 3 people that's not reading Batman, or if you fell off a while ago, pick up number 75, pick up this week's 76. Get back on that horse because it's a great ride. Batman TMNT 3. Always awesome to see Batman teaming up with just about anybody. Everybody loves the mighty, mighty TMNT. I hope you've picked up the previous issues or the previous series to this, because they're all sold out, even the trades, even the previous issues. So I hope you're current on this one. Like I say, everybody loves the Turtles. Deceased, number 4. It's DC Zombies. That's a lot of fun. There's this is the A cover. They have the cool cardstock horror cover. Oh, what the heck. Let's just show it to you. It's this guy right here. That's your Joker zombie cover. Or this guy right here is your horror movie homage cover. Not going to spoil it for you. Extra points if you know what it is. Deceased. Pick up 1, 2, and 3. Grab this week's number 4. Always fun to see your favorite heroes and villains as zombies. Green Lantern. Another one of my favorite books right now. Grant Morrison words, Liam Sharp pictures. Come on, what more do you need? Morrison and Sharp. Green Lantern. Outer Space Adventure. Every DC fan loves Space Cops. Every comic fan loves amazing stories and amazing art. Everybody should be reading Green Lantern right now. Pick up the Black Cat pack of 1 through 6 and catch up to the recent issues, or just jump into this recent issue. This is one of the best books in comics. I really mean that. Like I said, this week is just booming with excellent books, like Lois Lane, another one of my favorite characters in comics, much like Sue Storm, another character that totally deserves her own title. And it's great to see her doing her crime noir thing. Grab number 1 and grab this week's number 2. Every superfan needs to be reading Lois Lane. Doom Patrol is your Young Animal book of the week. It's your DC TV tie-in book of the week. If you're following the show, you're going to want to read this book. If you don't have any idea what Doom Patrol is, you're going to want to follow this book. Fun stuff. And The Dreaming is your Sandman Universe Vertigo-esque book of the week. You know we love talking up some Neil Gaiman. Coincidentally, Neil Gaiman. This is Snow Glass Apples from Dark Horse Comics. It's a great week for my friends at Dark Horse. You know we talk up anything and everything Neil Gaiman. You know we love Snow Glass Apples. You know we love all things Neil. You can read more about this one in our newsletter. This one has to go into your stack this week. It's a very fine prestige format hardcover. So again, you might have to skip lunch to put a little extra budget in your comics this week, but worth it. Beautiful, beautiful. Great stories, great art. Berserker Unbound #1 from Jeff Lemire and Mike Diodato. Lemire, Austin Pepper Incorporated. Anyway, this is your first issue. Gotta have it. Dark Horse book of the week, because Dark Horse does a whole lot more than just the licensed property stuff and the Hellboy stuff, which you know we love, but they do a whole lot more than that, like this one and like No One Left to Fight, your new science fiction superhero apocalypse book of the week. #1 totally disappeared. I think it totally surprised the critics. Grab the restock of #1 this week. Grab this week's #2. It's, like I say, sort of a superhero apocalypse book like you haven't seen before. Die and Sea of Stars from my man Jason Aaron. And Space Bandits from your man Mark Miller are 3 of Image's new hits. Image has lots and lots of hits, lots and lots of popular titles. Always encouraging you guys to grab the first issue. Gotta have it. Image book of the week, like Coffin Bound. These first issues